Well, it's Sunday, so you know what that means. Indeed. Time for another triple threat video here on OTR Essential. Are you ready? Are you ready? Apparently, there's a lot of consternation and anger among certain segments of wrestling fans over recent internet reports that the WWE is looking to do some type of Mighty Mouse-inspired cartoon gimmick character with Adrian Neville when he makes his elevation or his ascension, so to speak, his promotion to the WWE main roster. And I understand that a lot of you really like Adrian Neville. You think he's, great as shits and all of this and all of that. And I understand why this would piss you off. And for once, I'm not going to try and go against the grain. I'm going to fully agree with you. Man, that's some stupid fucking shit right there. Now, I might disagree with you in terms of the reasons why this is stupid shit, but it is stupid shit nonetheless. Whereas a lot of you will think, well, this is just Vince being dumb. He doesn't believe in the talent. He thinks he needs to put some WWE spin on this guy and just another dumb cartoonish gimmick. And you think that's why it's stupid. It probably is stupid for that reason. But I look at this being idiotic for a different reason entirely. Part of the purpose of having NXT is for it to be a developmental territory for your main roster. It is to get guys ready for the big show. And you would think in part that part of the thing you would want to do is to have these guys do things at the NXT level that they would actually be doing at the WWE level. Like working a match in a certain way, certain moves in a certain way, and perhaps a fucking gimmick or character too. You had Adrian Neville be this type of one character this entire time while he's on NXT. Just so that way now, you've prepared him to be this Adrian Neville and prepared him to do that. So that way when he gets up to the main roster, you're totally flipping the script and switching shit on him, and he's not prepared to do this because he's been doing this for so damn long. This is fucking moronic. This is like in baseball. You have somebody for years prepare to be a catcher all throughout the minor league system. You bring them up to the big league level and you say, hey, one day, you know what? We're going to have you be the fucking pitcher. You're going to be our closer. You're going to be our fifth starter, even though you've never pitched in your entire fucking life. So the WWE decides the best way to get the most out of a guy like an Adrian Neville is to have him be this one type of character and this one type of gimmick his entire time at the developmental NXT level, just so that way you can completely flip the script and change shit on him once he gets to the main roster. This is so ass fucking backwards. NXT, WWE should be in lockstep. There should be communication. There should be an understanding and agreement that this is being done here to help when this gets here. Therefore, this needs to be the same as this, and so on and so forth. Having guys be one gimmick here and then flipping them entirely to a different gimmick here is not setting them up for success. It is a recipe for failure and fucking disaster. And when it comes to certain guys like Adrian Neville, why not see what happens first when you just bring him up as Adrian Neville? And then see if you need to flip the script or change shit later on. You're already assuming that the guy's not going to work out. You're already assuming he's going to struggle to get over. So what the fuck type of message are you sending to a guy like Adrian Neville? He's supposed to be excited about this big opportunity, and you're basically telling him, well, you're going to be a fucking failure unless you do it our way. I can't lie and say that I don't miss TNA some. I do a little bit. Because sometimes they would give me what I wouldn't get from the WWE. Other times they would give me something to rant and rave about, more content for the channel, what have you, I still really want TNA to succeed, and I still hope that things get better for them. But looking at their new TV deal with Destination America, and they're releasing their television schedule for 2015 going forward, and the fact that they've added some shows and they're jumping all over themselves and falling all over themselves with how awesome they are at TNA. I just sit there and I say, I really hope TNA does well on this new channel. I think it could represent some good things for them. But I know that I won't be watching them and that I'll just be observing them from a distance. Maybe occasionally I'll find clips online, stuff like that. I'm not going to go out of my way to stream the show, and I most certainly am not going to watch their shows every single week on television. And part of the reason is that basically for me, in order to watch TNA, it is basically serving as a weekly pay-per-view. And the reason being is that my cable package right now does not include Destination America. Therefore, in order to get Destination America, I have to get a much higher premium package, which requires me to fork out more money, knowing specifically that I would really only be forking it out for that package to get that one channel to basically watch that one show Impact every single week. And at this time, I just can't justify that, and I don't know if any point in time if I can ever justify that again. It was one thing when I, participated in the weekly pay-per-views of TNA in 2002 when they were a company trying to, break out. They were a company trying to do something. They were a company trying to get on the map. That was different. It was a different time. I'm not very willing heading into 2015 to be paying a pay-per-view price basically to watch TNA every week. And this is part of a thing that I have against this whole TV deal with Destination America. It was the fact that they got themselves on what would be classified as a premium pay channel. Therefore, in order for a lot of people to watch it, they're going to have to fork over even more money to add a channel and a package to their cable programming that they largely wouldn't care about, they wouldn't even want, except for this one show. And TNA has done absolutely nothing to make me feel like I want to pay extra money to watch them each and every single week. They just haven't. So it's sad for me that I'm going to continue to not watch TNA going forward, but I'm not going to sit there and pay pay-per-view price to watch them every week either. So that time is almost here. 2014 is almost officially in the books. It's about time to move on to 2015. And just for me, looking back on the year that was in professional wrestling in 2014, this is a year that I can't wait to move on from and put in the back burner and bury in the history books and probably never want to revisit ever again. What did I get as a wrestling fan in 2014? I got a crappy Batista return, the Undertaker streak ending at WrestleMania. I got an Impact product that was so bad that I not once but twice went away from it, and the second time I went away from it and haven't returned to its sense. I tried to watch an NXT brand that just, to me, was very bad, and still, even after watching a really good show at TakeOver Our Evolution, I have absolutely zero desire to watch that NXT brand going over. We've gotten to a point with the WWE where they had Brock Lesnar beat The Undertaker, end the streak at WrestleMania, just so that way he could be in a program with John Cena, and that's freaking it. Sure, I've seen newer, fresher faces getting some type of opportunities in the likes of Ambrose and Rollins and Reigns and Wyatt and so on and so forth. But at the end of the day, as so often is the case with the WWE, it still comes back to Cena, Orton, and Triple H, and that's all that fucking matters. You've got a WWE network that they charge $10 a month for that they can't even get a million fucking people to subscribe to on a monthly basis. You've got a CEO in Vince McMahon who says millennials are the problem, not his bullshit or the company itself. And you've got just this overall feeling of malaise that has only grown deeper and stronger throughout the year to the point where I can't even sit there every week now and even watch a 3-hour Raw show. To where several years ago I was watching 2 WWE shows, a TNA show, an ROH show each and every single week when it came to professional wrestling. I have now gotten to the point as at the end of 2014 here where I watch maybe a quarter to a half of Raw every week and then the pay-per-view with minimal interest, and that is it! That's how I'm going to remember 2014 when it comes to professional wrestling. For this being a year that represents so much bad and so much crap, and how this year has done more than perhaps any year in the past 15 to 17 years to kill my interest in professional wrestling. I hope and pray that 2015 is going to get better. However, I'm not holding my fucking breath. I'm just saying. So how will you remember the year of professional wrestling in 2014? To me, I guess I sum it up kind of like I summed up WrestleMania 30. It's yeah, but. You had some cool things, but you had some really crappy things that really overshadowed the good. That's how I'm going to remember the year. How are you going to remember the year? Are you going to be watching TNA now that they're going to be on Destination America? Are you going to be willing to get that premium package channel and pay an additional cost basically just to watch Impact every week? What say you? Let me know your thoughts on this, the Adrian Neville Mighty Mouse gimmick, might as well be fucking Mickey Mouse gimmick, all of that shit in the comments section down below.